Imagine waking up one day and realizing your country is no longer yours. No vote, no warning, no say in the decision that changed everything. Your future, decided in a room you were never invited into. That's not a fictional story. That's what happened to Puerto Rico in 1898. For over a century, people have argued about it. Some say it was taken, others say it was legal, others say it was inevitable. But the truth? It's far more complicated than a simple yes or no, because this isn't just about land, it's about power, strategy, and how nations make decisions that affect millions. Today, we're breaking it all down. To understand what happened, you have to go back hundreds of years. Puerto Rico was under Spanish control for more than 400 years. Generations were born, lived, and died under Spanish rule. It wasn't just a colony, it was part of Spain's global empire. But by the late 1800s, that empire was collapsing. Spain was no longer the dominant force it once was. Its economy was weakening, its military power was fading, and its control over distant territories was slipping. At the same time, another country was rising, the United States, fresh off rapid industrial growth, expanding its economy, and beginning to think beyond its own borders. This was the moment when the US started looking outward, not just for trade, but for influence. And geography mattered a lot. Puerto Rico wasn't just another island. It sat in a powerful position, right in the Caribbean, near major shipping routes, close to where the Panama Canal would later be built. Whoever controlled Puerto Rico had a strategic advantage, military positioning, trade access, regional influence, and in geopolitics, those advantages are never ignored. Then came 1898, the Spanish-American War. Officially, the conflict was about Cuba. Cuba was fighting for independence from Spain, and the United States stepped in. But like most wars, there was more beneath the surface. This wasn't just about helping Cuba. It was also about weakening Spain's remaining empire and expanding American influence. When war broke out, Puerto Rico quickly became part of the equation. In July 1898, US forces landed on the island. But something unexpected happened. There wasn't a large-scale resistance. Spain was already weakened. Its military resources were stretched thin, and within a short time, it became clear the war wasn't going in Spain's favor. The United States gained control of Puerto Rico relatively quickly, not through a long, drawn-out battle, but through momentum. And that momentum changed everything. The real decision didn't happen on the battlefield, it happened on paper. In December 1898, Spain and the United States signed the Treaty of Paris. This treaty officially ended the war, and inside it was a decision that would shape Puerto Rico's future forever. Spain gave up Puerto Rico, not negotiated with its people, not discussed publicly on the island. It was simply transferred from one power to another as part of a larger deal. Puerto Rico and Guam and the Philippines were all included. And for Puerto Rico, there was no vote, no referendum, no moment where the people could decide their future. That's why many people say, this is the moment it was taken, because the decision wasn't made by the people who lived there. It was made by governments far away. After 1898, Puerto Rico became a US territory. But what does that actually mean? It means the island is controlled by the United States, but it is not fully part of it. Over time, some changes were introduced. In 1917, Puerto Ricans were granted US citizenship. On paper, that sounds like full inclusion, but in reality, the situation is more complex. Puerto Ricans cannot vote in presidential elections. They have limited representation in Congress. Major decisions, like defense, trade, and federal law, are controlled by the US. So while they are citizens, their political power is restricted, and that creates a unique situation. They are connected to the United States, but not equal within it. Which leads to an important question. What does it actually mean to belong to a country? Is it citizenship? Is it representation? Or is it control over your own future? This is where the debate becomes divided. And it's not a simple argument. On one side, critics say Puerto Rico never chose this path. The decision was imposed. And even today, the island does not have full control over its future. To them, this looks like modern colonialism, a system where control exists and without full representation. On the other side, some argue the transfer was legal. It followed an international treaty after a war. And since then, Puerto Rico has held votes to decide its future status. They also point to economic ties, citizenship benefits, and access to US systems. To them, it's not occupation. It's a complicated political relationship. And both sides make arguments that are hard to ignore. Because history isn't always clear, it's shaped by perspective. More than 100 years later, Puerto Rico is still a United States territory, not a state, not an independent country, something in between. And that in between is exactly where the problem begins. Because even today, there is still no final decision about its future. The same question that started over a century ago is still being asked now. Should Puerto Rico become the 51st state of the United States? Should it break away completely and become fully independent? Or should it remain exactly as it is? A territory connected to the US but not fully part of it. Over the years, there have been multiple votes, referendums held at different times with different outcomes. Some showed support for statehood, others reflected hesitation or low participation, and some results were questioned because not everyone agreed on what the choices really meant. So even when people voted, the answer was never truly settled. Because this isn't just a political decision, it's a deeply personal one. Different groups want different futures. Some see statehood as stability, more federal support, more political power, and equal rights within the United States. Others see independence as freedom, the ability to control their own economy, their own policies, their own identity without outside control. And then there are those who believe the current system, despite its flaws, offers a balance between both worlds. Access to US citizenship, while maintaining a distinct cultural identity. But every option comes with trade-offs, economic consequences, political shifts, cultural changes. Nothing is gained without something being lost, and that's what makes this decision so difficult. Because it's not just about what Puerto Rico is today, it's about what it wants to become. This is no longer just history. It's not something locked in the past. It's happening right now. And until a clear path is chosen, the debate continues, unresolved. So, did the United States steal Puerto Rico? Or did it simply take advantage of a moment in history? A moment where power shifted and opportunity appeared? The answer isn't clear, because history doesn't give simple answers. It gives perspectives. From one side, it looks like control taken without consent. From another, it looks like a legal outcome of war and global politics. And both views exist at the same time, because the truth isn't just in what happened. It's in how you interpret it, how you understand power, how you define fairness, and what freedom really means to you. Is freedom about independence, or is it about stability and opportunity? Is fairness about how something began, or how it evolves over time? And maybe the most important question isn't even about the past. Maybe it's about the future. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just a story about Puerto Rico. It's a story about who gets to decide, who has the authority to shape a nation's path. The people who live there, with their voices, their votes, their identity, or the powers that hold influence over them. And until that question is fully answered, this story isn't over, not even close. If you enjoy breaking down real stories behind power, politics, and history, hit like and subscribe, and drop a comment on what I should cover next.